In this video from Sam4S Help, we're going to take a look at interpreting your end of day sales reports on the ER180 register. So on this machine I've reset all my totals and I'm now going to put some sales through, different types of sales, to show you where those figures appear on your end of day report. We'll look at it in depth. Key thing to remember with the reports, and this is the same on all registers, not just the 180, is that most machines will give you the option for a read only or X report as it's referred to, and then also a reset Z report. X read only reports are used during the day to see how well you're doing, how much money should be in the drawer at any given stage, and Z reports are normally for the end of day. They'll reset all the figures apart from the grand total, that's for your cashing up report, is your Z report. So in this video I'm going to put through some sales, different types of sales, and then have a look and see if I can work out where they are on the report. So I'll just prove one point. If I go to the Z report now, so my reset report, so my end of day reports are done in the reset mode, which I've accessed by pressing the mode button, and then one subtotal gets you your end of day set report. The cash drawer fires, and then you get the report printout. So you can see here mine's all at 0 because I've just completed a grand total clear and an all total clear, so I've got no sales logged in the till. If I now return back to the reg mode, what I'll do is I'll put let's say £12 sale through each of my first 5 departments. So I've got a £60 transaction in, that's £12 through each department. I'm going to cash that one off so the customer is paid by cash. I'm then going to do the same again, so £12 into each department. And press the charge button. So on these machines, charge is as if you're paid by credit card. So we've got 2 sets of sales in there, £12 into each of the 5 departments, £120 in total, and 60 by cash and 60 by charge. So this would be a really straightforward report to interpret. If we do the read only report, so one subtotal in the read or X mode, so I've done that because it won't reset the Z1 data. We can see it's fairly straightforward to follow. We've got X1 report at the top, financial, and then department 1, 2 sales, so that's the quantity of sales, total amount of £24, that's repeated for each department, and a total department sales of 10, £120. I haven't got tax set up on this machine, so it's all non-tax, and the net sales and the gross sales are the same, and then I've got cash, charge split out at £60 each, cash in drawer, charge in drawer, and then my drawer total £120. That's a really easy report, but obviously during a normal day's trade-in you might put discounts through or void sales, and that's where it can start getting a bit complicated. So we pop that to one side for now. I'll just pop that there and go back to the reg mode. And then if we put some, in fact if we do some voids, so let's go to the void mode. If we now void, let's say, let's keep the same figures, so we'll void essentially one of those transactions. So when you're in the void mode, it's basically just like a negative sales position. So we've done a £60 cash void, so that's essentially voided the first sale. And if we now have a look at what that's done to the X report, because remember we haven't reset the data, so because we've run the void through the departments are as what you would expect, so they're down to 1 sale each, with a total amount of 60. This is where then it can start getting complicated because all the sales have still gone through the gross sales setting. So you've got the void mode as 60, so these totals are all self-explanatory. but the original sales, even though they've been voided, are still going through the gross sales. So when you're doing your end of day Z report, you've got to be going off, you've got to be ignoring stuff like the grand total and the gross sales, and you're really looking for your net sales, the tax split if you've got it set up on there, and then your method of payment totals. So charge sales and charge in draw means that we'll have no cash in the draw, we'll just have our credit card sales. If I then do, maybe what else would be confusing on a report? Discounts possibly. So if we remember overall, if we now add, let's say, what would be the best way of doing this? If we do another load of £12 sales, but discount each one, so 10% off, so that's taken £1.20 off each one, 10% discount. I'm trying to do some deliberately confusing sales to show, so I give examples of what it would do with certain reports, but I might trip myself up doing that. How many sales have I done? So if you ever get stuck during a sale, you can use the feed button. So I'm Department 1, Department 2, Department 3, Department 4. So I want 12 into Department 5, and then 10% discount, subtotal, £54. That's because I've done a £60 sale with effectively a 10% discount, so £6 off each one. So let's see what it does with the report now. If I go to the read report and do one subtotal, what I'm interested in now is where have those discounts gone and what has it done with the department sales. So my department sales are up by the amounts I'd expected, because they were at, well, you can look back actually, I haven't done a previous report, they're originally at £24, then they went down to £12 because of the voided transactions, and now they are at, so I've added £10.80 onto each one because of the £1.20 discount. So we've got a total here, it's shown the discounts as separately, but as expected the gross sales have gone up £60 even though we've only taken £54, because the gross sales are the total amount of sales, positive transactions through the till. Again, if you're cashing up, you're looking for your cash sales, your charge sales, and then your cash in draw and charge in draw. So the till's gone up by £54, so that draw total is correct. And then what you'll notice is I've kept running the X1 read-only reports just to demonstrate that they don't affect the end of day sales total. What I could now do is, if I was now at the end of the day and happy to run my report, all that information is still in there. If I do one subtotal, this will generate the Z report, which will be exactly the same as my last X report. So we can put those side by side. That's the £54 sale. You can pause this video and just to look at the reports and double check them if you want. That's that. The one on the right is obviously the Z report that I've just run, so those figures are all exactly the same. So that cash in draw, charge sales is all correct. So the key thing is to note, I guess, that things like voids and discounts aren't factored in. The gross sales is a total amount of positive transactions through the till, but if you're actually doing your cashing up and balancing, you need to be looking at the net sales and the sales by the different methods of payment. Just to prove the point on the Z read resetting, if I now do one subtotal in the reset mode, this will all be at zero apart from the grand total. So you just get a little report printout. So remember, X does not reset. It gives you the same information as the Z, but it just lets the figures consolidate and build up. So in normal practice, you'd be doing X reports during the day and then cashing off with your Z report. But it's really important to get familiar with what each figure means on your report, and this is covered in more detail in the manual, which you can download from the Sam4S help.co.uk website. I've got plenty more videos showing you how to get the best out of the ER180 and other Sam4S cash registers. Some of those videos will be appearing on screen now, so you're welcome to check those out. You can also subscribe to this YouTube channel or visit sam4shelp.co.uk for more. Thanks for watching.